Look, he can't campaign. He can't campaign. He can't speak. Venezuela, it's, Argentina, great guy.
Former President Donald Trump appears to be deteriorating before our eyes as voters continue to be concerned about Joe Biden's age. At 2 rallies over the weekend, Trump had slurred, mispronounced, and even appeared to have made up words, mashed them together. The Republican presidential candidate addressed crowds on Saturday in Richmond, Virginia, and Greensboro, North Carolina, ahead of the very important Super Tuesday. Ron Filipowski of Midas Touch put a video up on X, formerly known as Twitter, that compiled 32 incidents in both speeches in which Filipowski said the Republican had mispronounced words, got confused, mixed up names, forgot names, and, quote, babbled insane nonsense. In fact, here is some of that highlight. Or should I say lowlights?
We'll repeat Anytime I start talking, they take the red light off. Look, he can't campaign. He can't campaign. He can't speak. So we call it migrant crime. I came up with that name because I come up with a lot of good names. You see Maduro, Venezuela, it's unbelievable. Is going to the border, doing a show. Sean Hannity, good man, Sean Hannity. We'll demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers. Production in the United States, country, even Argentina, they went MAGA. You know Argentina, great guy. He's a big Trump guy. He loves Trump. I love him because he loves Trump. When he called, I took his call. Anybody that loves me, I like them. Biden border will. Well, you know this, right? The Biden border bill. I'm thrilled to be back in the beautiful Virginia. We went to the last two total. Last Tuesday, Michigan total was a record. Like, ding, boom. This is me. I hear, bing. I know words. I have the best words.
Oh, wow. That got up a lot of attention, okay? So, some pointed out that Trump had called Argentina a great guy. He also said they went MAGA. MAGA stands for Make America Great Again, not Argentina. Although, to be fair, you could swap that in, and it would still be MAGA. But anyway, South American country, not the United States. Okay. So, again, responses here. One person says, and that was on a good day. Another said, just astounding that people listen and applaud to this word salad. Yes. Another said, Trump's cognitive decline is on full display and is getting worse at a rapid pace. Trump needs the attention too much to slow down on rallies to speeches, so it'd be impossible for his team to hide it. That decline is also making Trump angrier and more vengeful. Speeches are including more xenophobia, more attacks on anyone who doesn't worship him, even moderate Republicans. It will become harder and harder for Republicans to excuse and ignore Trump's decline as the year goes on. Ignore, no, but excuse, oh yeah, definitely going to excuse it. They will absolutely excuse it. I'll get into why. But first, MSNBC's Jonathan Lemire claimed that Trump, his campaign team knows that he's declining mentally and has taken steps to stop his voters from noticing, which again, I don't know, they don't really notice anything that they don't want to notice, okay? But here's what he said, quote, "We are seeing it night after night on the daily stage, on the rally stage, where he seems to even just lose control of the English language. His team knows, but they're just forging forward." Okay, look, to be fair, that is a White House reporter on MSNBC. What does he know about Donald Trump's mental health? That is a fair question. Okay, so why don't we go to Dr. John Gardner, a prominent psychologist and contributor to the best-selling book, The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. 27 psychiatrists and mental health experts assess a president. All right. He said that based on Trump's speech, memory, recall, and other behavior, he appears to be, quote-unquote, hypomanic and cognitively deteriorating at a rapid rate.
I'm cognitively there.
Not so much, according to Dr. Gardner. In my opinion, he says, Donald Trump is dangerously demented. Wow. Look, I'm not a mental health specialist. I don't know if this is true. I'm going, this is someone else's opinion, right? But, I mean, I can see, I have eyes, I can see that he has issues. Okay? He does not act like a normal human being. All right? That said, there seems to be this singular focus on President Joe Biden. Maybe that's because he's currently the president. Nonetheless, Donald Trump is running to get a second term. So, I mean, you're going to ignore Trump and focus on Joe Biden? Wait a minute. Now, that said, I've got polls to back this up. 73% of all registered voters believe Biden is too old to be effective. Among those who voted for Biden in 2020, 61% believe Biden's age will make him an ineffective president for a second term, with 26% indicating that they strongly agree and 35% indicating that they somewhat agree. Now, here's the thing. I would actually fall into the somewhat agree, okay? Yes, I agree with that. Now, he is 81 years old and is not a spring chicken. What I would like, and I've said this before, I'd love to see someone else on the Democratic ticket, someone perhaps younger, perhaps, but really more progressive. I want to see someone who's more progressive and fights tooth and nail to get progressive policy passed. I'm honest about this, okay? That's how I feel. Now, that said, I do think that Joe Biden isn't as sharp as he used to be because of age. Does that mean that he has dementia? No, I don't believe so. And that's, again, the reality here is that, yes, we all slow down a bit as we get older, some more than others, okay? And I don't mean Biden by that. Others, Donald Trump, who is 77, so it's 4 years younger and definitely not sharp. But here's the thing. Donald Trump still has high energy. Gardner used the word hypomanic, right? And I think that definitely applies here. He's got a lot of energy. And that's why I think that only 42% of all registered voters, according to the same poll, believe that Trump is too old to be an effective president. They see the energy and they say, well, he's good to go. Oh, look at that. What a spry old man. You know, he's got so much energy. But wait a minute, just because you have energy doesn't mean that you have the mental faculties to make the right decisions in a crisis. Okay? And getting back to Dr. Gardner, he says, quote, there is also this focus on Biden's gaffes or other things that are well within the normal limits of aging. So again, if you are concerned about Biden's age, well, there you go, right? Yes, that is normal within aging. And if you're concerned about Biden's, effectiveness as president in the second term, legit, right there. Dr. Gardner says, yeah, of course, yeah, when you get older, yeah. But then talks about Trump, saying, in comparison, Trump appears to be showing gross signs of dementia. This is a tale of two brains. Biden's brain is aging. Trump's brain is dementing. Wow. Now, he also points out that Trump manifests something called phonemic paraphasias. Okay? He says, quote, when Trump can't find a word, his whole demeanor changes. It's almost like somebody pulled the metaphorical plug. Trump looks blank, stops in mid-sentence or mid-word. His jaw goes a little slack. And when he starts to talk again, he slurs, speaks haltingly, and often looks confused, trying to get the word out. He shifts to a non-word that is easier to pronounce. When people are losing their ability to use language, they use non-words. They start with the stem of the real word, and then they improvise from there. So that is phonemic paraphasias. Now, he also pointed out that Trump has shown signs of semantic aphasia, where he uses words the wrong way, such as, for example, the oranges of the investigation. Y'all remember that. So now, if this is the case, and he's got these aphasias, and he's getting dementia and declining, why aren't more people speaking out? Especially medical professionals. And why is the media mainly focused on Biden? I'm not saying that they're covering up Donald Trump's mental issues, right? Supposed mental issues. But they're focused a lot on Joe Biden. Well, Gardner says that people are afraid to speak out about Trump, unlike Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden never really promised to go after his political enemies. with retribution. And so that's the thing. Gartner says they're afraid to speak out and lose their jobs, or perhaps even worse, get targeted with retaliation, not just from Trump and the government itself, if he manages to get a second term. But again, you have MAGA supporters, which have shown that some of them are quite dangerous and are willing to do violence. And so they have this legitimate fear of retaliation for pointing out reality. Because MAGA, for all intents and purposes, is a cult. And if you attack cult leader, they're going to come for you.